What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one from Couples Court. Again, I'm not gonna hold you. Let's just go in.
You all have been married for 19 years, and I see from the court papers, Mr. Washington, your first name, your given name is President. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. President Washington.
Yes, sir.
Well, whether you continue to be in office as her husband all depends on the outcome of today's proceeding. Am I right, Mrs. Washington?
Yes, you are correct.
Right. You've initiated this case. Tell us why you are here.
Okay. President and I have been married for 19 and a half years, and it's on the line, so I want to make sure and see if we make it to a 20th.
Oh. Okay.
And the reason being, President had started calling off work or saying he was calling off because he was sick, which is rare, because when I would ask him to take time off of work, it's always, no, I gotta go to work. Okay. So, okay, then the spending of money and not paying bills. So while down here, things had got cut off, and I was trying to get to that point of finding out why. And then if I question him about something or even ask a question, he would threaten like, I'm getting out, I'm moving out, or you can get out. And then I would call him or text him, and my calls weren't as answered as they were previously before. But I wanted to go ahead, and when I saw that he Googled y'all through the investigation, I said, well, let me give him a call and see if they'll have us here so we can clear this up.
So, Mr. Washington, she's got all these red flags going off that indicate that you are cheating. What do you have to say about that?
This woman crazy. Now, she tracked me to, quote unquote, what was supposed to be my ex-girlfriend's house.
Okay.
My idea was, let's go over there. We gets over there and knock on the door. A Mexican lady come to the door.
Was that your girlfriend?
No.
Now, after she finds out...
So she's tracked you, she's got you going to this address, she takes you over there to try to catch you, and a Hispanic woman answers the door who you've never seen before, who you don't know.
Correct.
And so when she answers the door and there's this woman there who you've never seen before, what does Miss Washington do?
She was asking about my ex-girlfriend. She comes to find out she didn't stay there. The house was empty for 2.5 years before they moved there. They was there for 3 years. I'm tired of being accused of cheating.
So you've gone through all this because your wife thinks you're cheating.
I'm always being accused of. This is not the first time.
Is that true, Miss Washington?
No, this story right here, no. It goes back to an ex-girlfriend, though, that when I first met Mr. Washington, we met back in '98 through a relative. And after that, we started talking just briefly, but then he did have someone, I had just got out of something.
Okay.
So at that time, I kind of didn't want to engage in a relationship, but I didn't mind being friends.
But yet you all are married, so what did he do to get you from the friend zone over here to the wife zone?
A dream from my son's father at the time said, give him a chance.
So he literally was the man of your dreams. Wow.
It came to me in a dream.
I thought I was the only one.
This guy, okay. All right, I'm gonna let you have that one.
You let me have that
Okay,
one?
I'm gonna let you have that one.
But you're here today because you think he's cheating.
Some recent stuff since being here in Georgia, yes. I've noticed him communicating with another person.
Okay.
So I saw that number, I called, and when I called, I had written a script. So in that script, I was like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm calling, and if you do this survey, I'm gonna send you a gift card.
And so when you call, who answers, a man or a woman?
A woman.
Okay, so you find this number in this phone, and you're like, I'm gonna call this woman.
Yes.
And I'm gonna call this number.
Yes.
And I got this script. I'm gonna see what information I can get from.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Because he was acting suspicious. So when I called, the young lady was giving me all the information. I was going over the questions and the prompts with her, and she was answering them. I had her address. Only thing was, her name didn't sound familiar to anybody I may have known, but I told her if she refers a friend, then the increase on that card would increase for her. So
what kinds of questions were you asking her?
I asked her what was her favorite radio station.
Hey, wait a minute, I have never, in the history of being up here on this bench, we have not had the investigator / telemarketer. This is amazing.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And had a script.
I like to be
Wait a minute.
thorough.
She put her back into this company.
She did,
was
she
like,
did.
okay, let me see how I'm gonna work. I am
So-
duly impressed.
So hello, my name is, and then what did you say?
I gave her a name. And then I told her that I was calling to get a survey about her favorite radio station, TV station, whatever, you know, she is into, type of entertainment.
Somebody gonna call you for a job, I'm telling you.
I had it all together. So by the end of our conversation, I asked her would she like to refer a friend to get more. So that hyped her up, and she was like, yeah, and she had a friend, and she named off this friend because when I got to her, I said, well, does she have a number? No, I let her use my phone to make calls out. She usually goes out and calls her men friends from my phone.
Okay.
She didn't have a phone. She lived directly across the street because I had already peeped out the address after I got it. I peeped out the area. And one evening when we were in an argument, I said, well, come on, I got somewhere for you to go. So when we got in the car, I had his 2 pair of pants and 3 shirts in the back. As he always say, when he gets ready to go, I'll take my 3 pair of pants and my 2 shirts with me. So I had it in the back of my SUV, and then we proceed to her house. I get out as he sat in the truck. I go and knock on the door, tell her who I am, because she kind of knew who I was because we all grew up in that same area. So I said, well, can you come out and speak? She came out and spoke, and I said, well, I have his stuff in the car if you would like for him to come down here, because remember, I'm the wife, so I got your social security number, I got things, so I'm gonna make it comfortable for wherever you go and lay your head at so you don't have to come back to mine.
Angie's List is losing the list. From now on, it's just Angie.
So what happens to all the people that needed the list?
Yo, this woman seems like a lot to me, man. Don't know if I could deal with this. President Washington. His name is President Washington. Why did his parents do that to him? I don't know. I don't know if he changed his name to that or whatever, but Prez, I'm sure he'd probably go by Prez. I'm sure he probably got a lot of ridicule in school if he was born with that name. But the wife, she seems like a woman who came from a lot of pain, and only somebody. That's one thing, man. A lot of women are very diabolical when it comes to investigations, man. I mean, she made up some kind of contest, told a woman that she could win a gift card and the woman just gave her all her information, gave her her secret phone she keeps with her other friends so she can call other men on that. Like, this is just doing a whole bunch. If you got securities that deep, first of all, they've been together for 19 years, 19 or 20 years. You still got insecurities after that long? Really? I mean, seriously, you still got, most people be trying to get rid of each other after this long. 19, 20 years? You cheating? Good. I got somebody on the side too. Like, why are you this insecure 19, 20 years, 2 decades in? It's just, that tells me there's some psychological stuff going on. Like, okay, some women might say, well, no, she just love her man. She love her husband. She don't want, but he getting to a point, I want to say they getting too old for that cheating stuff. But I know that you can't be too old. I mean, they not that old. He 55. I don't know how old she is, but the point is, you've been together that long. You would think that insecurities you shouldn't have them that much. You really shouldn't have many insecurities with your spouse if you've been together that long. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless she's feeling like maybe she's gained weight, maybe she's not giving them as much as she used to, maybe she's menopausal now. I can understand in those circumstances to where she look at herself as probably less of a woman, she will become more insecure. But if all of those things are intact, I don't understand how you can become more insecure after spending 2 decades with a dude. But let's go back in.
At that point, she told us that she had a boyfriend. I looked at President again and said, oh, did you know she had a boyfriend? He said, no, I didn't know that. I said, well, girl, why didn't you tell him you had a boyfriend? Because you knew he clearly had a wife.
Now,
Wait. What did she say?
She said, oh, well, you know, that's all she said. Yeah.
Because there was nothing going on. That was my bid-wish partner, and that was it, and that's all.
you didn't feel like you were busted?
Busted for what? Playing cards?
That's your story? That's what
My
you're sticking
story,
to?
and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
I'm going to ride and die with it. And my buddy going to come out here and tell you the same thing. I'm going to ride or die.
All right.
Miss Washington,
Yes.
you said that there were other things that you've seen while you've been taking care of your family member. What else have you seen?
While being here in Georgia, taking care of that relative, I noticed some things that just didn't sit well. I was like, well, 9 hours here. Why is he here for 9 hours?
Okay.
Okay. I didn't say anything at the time to him because I'm like, it's just, one location. But I see everywhere else he's been in that day.
So is he with you at this time?
No,
Or-
he's back at home. I'm here with the
Okay.
relative.
All right.
So therefore, I'm calling him to let him know this. That, hey, I found this out, or this is what I heard while being away, and I shouldn't hear that, so I'm coming to address it to you. Every time I do, there you go, starting that stuff. I ain't got time for that. Or he'll hang up, wouldn't answer the phone no more. But the most recent one was I saw that it was showing, like, our house, like he may be here at our house, and then when I could go ahead and see his locations of where he would be at, it would ping into that direction off of a street that's not far from our house. And then when we go into the GPS history, because I did it off of Google Maps, as well as Facebook has a location.
Okay.
And now
Yeah. Yo, you doing way too much, girl. You doing way too much. Google pings and Facebook location. You doing way too much. I don't know how he deal with this. I can understand him getting so frustrated by having to deal. Look, once upon a time, I had an ex, and she passed away just recently. So may she rest with no disrespect to her. Okay, she was so. I want to kind of say in love with me, that she was overly possessive. Okay, and it was becoming a problem in our relationship. She just questioned everywhere I went. She, this was before a lot of social media and stuff. Okay, so this was years ago. And she was she wanted to kind of track where I was. There wasn't as many, tracking devices as there are now. But I got so frustrated with her. I broke up with her based on all of those insecurities, because I'm like, look, you just own me too tight. I can't move around. I can't do this, that, and the third. You should be trusting me. Why I gotta explain every place I go? Why I gotta explain where I've been at this hour or that hour or whatever the case may be? I'm a grown ass man, right? I'm a grown ass man. I didn't know how to ease her insecurities. I didn't know how to do it. Sometimes I feel like when people feel like, and y'all put in the comments if I'm wrong, but sometimes when people feel like they got somebody out of their league, they get way too insecure. Like they almost know that they overreached, sort of. And I'm not saying I'm the stuff. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that when your spouse looks at you and they see that you probably can replace them easily. They get very insecure, and that was somewhat my situation with her. Okay, she was just on me heavy. This lady reminds me a lot of her. She reminds me of my ex. And again, you know, even though she's not here anymore, I still got love for her. But I just found that very annoying while in the relationship. I mean, after that, we reconciled and all. We were great friends after that. But I'm wondering why she's so insecure. There's something, to me, that says it's something going on with her. There is a self-image issue with her that she is not fully being honest about. What is it about you that's making you so insecure? Do you feel like this guy can replace you easy? Do you feel like you're not the woman that you used to be? Do you feel like you're gained weight? Do you feel like you're, you know, not as attractive? Do you feel like you're menopausal? Do you feel like you're not as sexy? What's going on with you? There's a number of things it could be to make you feel like you're all of this insecurity is warranted. So again, I don't know if the guy is stepping out on her. We'll see when the lie detector come out, but she's moving very insecurely with all of these Google Maps and these Facebook locators. I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. But let's go back in.
Two locations, two different things is not gonna tell you a lie.
Okay.
Two different sources.
So your two sources told you the same information?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
How far away is that from your house?
Just a couple of minutes. It's not far at all. You can walk.
Oh, you can walk it?
If you like to walk it, it's not that far.
So you think he's messing with somebody who's pretty close to you?
Yeah, I don't know who it may be or had any inkling, because like I said, I thought we were fine. I didn't know until I found this stuff and I presented it to him, but it's always an argument when you try to get answers.
How many times has this address come up in your GPS
So far
search?
that some said get up and be nosy, twice that I seen. It could be more, but I only saw those two that stuck out because of the times that they were. The first time was for 9 hours. Then the second time was from 12 midnight to it's time for him to go to work. He went to work from that location.
Oh, right. Mr. Washington, Mr. President Washington. Who are you visiting at that address from 12 midnight till it's time for you to go to work in the morning?
Good, brother.
That's a good question.
I ask good questions. That's why I'm up here. I ask good questions.
I can't answer that,
Can you give me a good answer?
I can't answer it. I don't know. You gotta ask Miss GPS over here.
No, we asking you.
I don't know.
You don't know who you spending the night with?
Like I say, I wasn't spending the night with nobody.
Well, why were you at that address from 12 midnight till it's time for you to go to work in the morning?
It was not 12 midnight.
Okay,
My
wait.
little nephew called me. He got a little lawn shop, a little lawn where you go cut grass and stuff. So he asked me to go help him cut that grass.
I have never cut my grass at 12 midnight.
And that's the reason I say I don't know. But when my boy come out here, we gonna have everything
Okay,
straight.
but your wife is convinced that you were in this area at midnight till you went to work with another woman. And if it shows that you were there from midnight to, not just one, but two different locators said the same thing. So what you doing at midnight over there?
I went over there at midnight.
So you're denying the whole thing.
As far as being over there at midnight, yeah.
And you're telling us that no woman is gonna come in here with a stain on her dress saying she's been with you. Mr. President Washington.
Like Clinton.
I was just gonna say you talking about chopping down the cherry tree. He went all the way somewhere else.
I ain't worried about no. I'ma ride and die with it. And my buddy gonna come out here and tell you the same thing. I'ma ride or die.
Okay.
Mr. Cutler, here's the evidence we have. Mr. Washington has the GPS locator showing that Mr. Washington is at another home for hours at a time, midnight to 6 a.m. till he's going to work. And then she tracked down and did the telemarketing trick, which is amazing. found out that the woman across the street,
much to me.
through her skill sets, is the person he's been playing cards with. And this is all happening while she's away taking care of a family member. And for all these reasons, she believes that Mr. Washington is cheating. And she's like, we're at 19 and a half years. The question is, do we get to 20? And you know when you get to 20, you get platinum. So it's just a lot at risk. It's a lot at risk. Am I right, Ms. Washington?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And Mr. Washington claims up and down that he has not been doing anything. He's standing there, he's looking very confident, very presidential, very confident, like he hasn't done anything. And he sounds like he's as anxious for the results as she is.
There it is.
There it is. This court has done a full and complete investigation to get to the bottom of this. At this time, the court will call a certified polygraph examiner, Tommy Platt, to determine, is he cheating?
You're a little too excited about these results. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Is the brother cheating? What's with the 12 at midnight rendezvous and then going to work? Is the brother cheating? Do she got reason to be insecure? She look a little excited about these results too. So everybody's excited to see what this guy got to say. Put it in the comments. Don't be afraid. And don't erase and don't edit it either. Just put it in the comments. Did this brother cheat? I'd like to know. But that being said, let's get to the results.
Good day, Mr. Platt. How are you?
Good, Your Honor. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. You have spent 30 years as a law enforcement officer, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've also been performing polygraph examinations for 11 years.
Yes, sir.
You've done thousands of polygraph examinations, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you know exactly what you're doing.
I do, Your Honor.
Right. Now, you performed a polygraph examination of Mr. Washington, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
Well, when I began to ask Mr. Washington, or reviewing the questions with Mr. Washington, he stated that him and his wife had multiple threesomes in the past.
Okay.
So I had to change the wording around and preface all the questions with other than what Miss Washington knows about.
Yes.
You asked Mr. Washington, when Miss Washington viewed...
Wow. Okay, mama. Now the insecurities might be starting to make sense. Maybe one of those threesomes was he probably enjoyed a little too much, because I was thinking it was something with her womanhood or whatever the case may be, but apparently she get down like that. And this is going to sound kind of maybe I shouldn't say it. I was just going to say, if you're doing threesomes, why are you so insecure? You know what I mean? Like, but I can still understand. I can still understand why you wouldn't want your man to. But if you're that insecure, how can you get to the point of having threesomes? I don't. Let's just get to the results.
Viewed your cell phone location tracker, which placed you at a house. Did you have physical sexual contact with anyone at that location? What was his response to that question?
Your Honor, he stated no.
What did the polygraph determine?
Polygraph determined that he was being truthful.
All right.
You're looking pretty confident, Mr. Washington.
Because I told you, see, she sit up here and try to play Miss Detective, not on me.
All right, let's see.
But there's still one more question.
One more question. You asked Mr. Washington, since being married to Mrs. Washington, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than her? What was his response?
He stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was telling the truth.
Brother got the George Jefferson walk with that. Jefferson, another president, by the way. But we're talking about the Washington at this time. Let's go.
Could I go shake his hand and give him a thank you?
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
Now, Mr. Washington, you've had your moment. Miss Washington, is there anything you want to say to Mr. Washington?
I would like to. I told him if it comes out the way it comes out, if it comes out that he's telling the truth, I would apologize to him. But I know what I saw and what I read. But hey, if the test says it is, and also that we would need counseling.
All right. Well, Mr. Washington, it's still true. You cannot tell a lie, President Washington.
So we gonna make that 20 or what, Mr. Washington?
Platinum.
Platinum.
I'm putting it
We
out
gonna
there.
make it or what?
Yeah, I got you, babe.
All right. I shouldn't have had to bring you on to find out.
Well, you should believe me sometime.
Hey.
All right. You all are something else. I'm gonna say this to you all.
Yes.
I'm glad that you were being truthful
Yes.
and that there was no deception
Yes.
regarding these issues.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes.
Married couples surviving 20 years, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and you know, married couple surviving 26. Yeah, that is a wonderful thing. But if they got to get counseling, they got to get counseling because she still has some insecurities. She said if it came out true, she would apologize, but it didn't really sound like a legitimate apology to me. It sounded like she kind of hopped over her apology, like, you know, if it said what it said, then I guess, but we're gonna have to get some counseling. Why can't you just give them a straight up apology? I mean, you dragged the guy here at couples court and you did all of this, that, and the third tracking. You thought you had the ironclad case. You did your whole investigation of the, you know, you played the telemarketer and the Google and the Facebook, and he made all that stuff look silly. You can't give him a genuine apology. You know, I wish him the best. Obviously, I wish they rock out for forever. But, you know, oftentimes when someone is accusing a mate of cheating, they are doing it themselves. Okay, they are doing it themselves. They've had threesomes. Maybe she got some other stuff, other dude on the side that she's not being, you know, transparent about. They're gonna need some counseling. But that's tomorrow on Oprah. Okay. As for today, hit the like, share, and subscribe, and put it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Now, Mr. Washington, you've had your moment. Miss Washington, is there anything you want to say to Mr. Washington?
I would like to. I told him if it comes out the way it comes out, if it comes out that he's telling the truth, I would apologize to him. But I know what I saw and what I read. But hey, if the test says it is, and also that we would need counseling.
All right. Well, Mr. Washington, it's still true. You cannot tell a lie,